Hey folks, Paul with Marshall Business Matters. Today we're going to talk about bench strength. I'll be honest, I am not feeling very good today. I pulled something in my upper, trapezius area where my shoulder kind of connects. And it's really kind of given me hell today. But waking up that way reminded me that this is actually a really important subject, and this is a subject that we need to talk about, which is bench strength. What is bench strength, and why the lack of bench strength can be a legitimate concern for your business. In a nutshell, bench strength is your bench of players, right? So it's a baseball analogy. How strong is your bench? If you've got an all-star, grade A pitcher on your team, and they throw their shoulder out mid-game, and you don't have any other good pitchers, you're probably going to lose the game, right? So when we say bench strength, it means not just having one all-star grade A pitcher. It means having multiple people who can pitch the game, so that if they get injured or they get fatigued, if they throw out their shoulder or they, hurt their elbow or something, you've got somebody who's maybe not quite as good, but somebody who's still pretty darn good to come in off that bench and continue throwing for the game. That's bench strength. And this applies in the martial arts. I know that a lot of martial arts school owners and a lot of martial arts clubs are one-man, one-woman shows, right? That's just how it is in the martial arts industry, similarly to how it is in the dance industry. There's a lot of mom and pop, one-person operation schools and clubs out there. And there's nothing wrong with that. There really isn't anything wrong with that. Time and a place for everyone and everything. But when we talk about growth, and when we talk about scaling, and when we talk about expansion and making your business bigger and making your business more successful, hand in hand with that concept comes the concept of bench strength. And here's why. If you're running a little club, if you're running a little school, maybe you've got 800 square feet out of a shopping center, and room for maybe 15 people on the mats at any given time, you're kind of hamstrung anyway. You're not going to grow very much out of that space. And so if you are doing it all, if you're seeing the prospects, if you're doing the marketing, if you're doing the phone calls, if you're cleaning the place, and you're teaching classes, to say nothing of interactions with your clients, parent-teacher conferences and all that, and you get sick, the business gets sick with you. The business will get sick with you. If you're taken out of commission, if you're one of these one-man, one-woman shows, and you get taken out of commission, your business is out of commission. What a lot of school owners find when they have that happen to them for the first time is that there is something of a bench strength in your more senior students, and you can rely on your more senior students to kind of pick up the pieces and maybe hold things together for short periods of time if you are forced to be absent, like you're sick. Or as happened to me some years ago, I was teaching, and I was in a training session with some of my students, and I fell bad. I had a bad fall, and I actually had a full myoclavicular separation in my collarbone. I mean, basically a busted collarbone from falling badly. And I remember at the time, that really screwed things up at my school for a little while, because I didn't have much of a bench built up. I only had a couple of senior students, and they, like I said, they kind of held things together, but it was a dead period in the school. And like today, I woke up and I have kind of this thing going on with my, like I said, kind of almost where the shoulder, upper back, trapezius all kind of conjoins, and I don't remember what that muscle group is called, but it's given me some trouble today. And if I didn't have a bench, I'd be in trouble, because obviously I'm not running 800 square feet out of a small shopping center with 15, 20 students on the mats. I'm running 7,000 square feet and a lot more students than that on the mats for any particular class, 6, 7 classes a day. And so me going out of commission, if I was the only person doing this, that would be a real problem, because that's a lot of clients who are not getting what they're paying for a period of time. Not to mention, scheduling 50, 60 consultations a week, doing corporate consultations, working with clients. If I was the one-man show in this situation, if I was still a one-man show, I should say, and I went out of commission, that would be bad. It could destroy the business, right? So what is bench strength? Bench strength is having qualified, competent individuals who can fill roles within your school. And it's okay for them to be specialized. It's okay to have one person on your bench whose kind of primary focus is teaching, and another person on your bench whose kind of primary focus is appointment setting, maybe another person on your bench whose kind of primary focus is, cleaning, right? So we have somebody on our bench at my school who does the cleaning here, does a great job. But it's also worth saying that that's just specialization. That's not really bench strength. That's just separating out tasks and duties to various individuals. What I really mean when I say bench strength is where those individuals I just listed can cross over and take over for short periods of time, or even for extended periods of time, if someone else on the bench drops off the bench, if they get sick, if they get injured. And that is a really important component of a machine that runs smoothly. And the term for that is redundancy. Redundancy. You can be on a commercial airliner and 3 of the 4 wing engines can go out, and the pilots can still navigate that plane to the nearest airport and land it safely with just 1 out of the 4 engines functioning. That's called redundancy. And that's kind of the analogy I want to use. If you're the only engine on the plane, if you're in a single prop plane and the propeller goes out, you're doomed. You better hope that you got a parachute in the back. But if you've got 2 engines on your plane, then your plane is designed to operate with just one of them. If you've got 4 engines on your plane is designed to operate with just one of those engines functioning. Now that engine's working harder, right? If you've got 2 people on your team and one of them's in charge of setting appointments and one of them's in charge of cleaning and one of them goes out sick, now you've got that situation where one person is both cleaning and setting appointments. And so you're kind of doubling down on their value in that moment, and if they go out sick, now you better hope you have somebody who can take not only their own job, but the jobs of 2 other people. So building a bench really has to happen in order for you to grow, in order for you to be successful. And there are all sorts of strategies that we can talk about in later videos about how to build a bench, like what are the qualities that you look for? What are the innate qualities that you look for in an individual that you're considering adding to your team? What are some of the minimum expectations that you can have of people on your team, or what are some things that you should be looking out for from people that you're considering putting on your team? And in the kind of traditional, old school way of thinking, it was always, you're a black belt now, so now you can start helping out with the teaching. And in a lot of systems, it's still done that way. And in a lot of schools, it's still done that way. But if you want people teaching at black belt, then you really should be starting them on the process of learning how to teach way before that, right? Way before that. I engage students who aren't even halfway up the ladder to black belt in teaching and teaching them how to teach, because that's one of the critical components of the school. I engage multiple individuals in my team on administrative functions, on prospecting and marketing and advertising and client interactions and things like that. The more you engage with people in your school and kind of bring people into your team, the stronger your bench becomes, because you might have one person who's really, really, really good at closing deals, at selling memberships. And then you might have a couple people who are okay at it. And that's better than nothing. If you get the person who's really, really good at closing deals and they decide that they're going to take a sabbatical, and now you're left with the two people who are only okay at closing deals, that's better than being left with no one who can close deals. You see what I'm saying? Just like the baseball team who has the all-star A-plus pitcher, that's their opening pitcher, there's no one else on the team who's as good a pitcher as that person is. But when that person goes out or cycles out, they've got people who are still pretty good pitchers to come in and take that all-star's place. So that's the concept of bench strength, and I don't want this video to go off into too many different directions about how to build a bench, how to qualify people for your bench, how to isolate and delineate all of the different areas within your school that you can have people focus in on. I'll save that for other future videos. Like I said, I'm not feeling super great today. My shoulder and back really is legitimately killing me. That's not a story I told for this video. Like, I woke up this way, it reminded me, oh, that's a video I should shoot. I should talk about bench strength, because it reminded me of my serious injury several years ago. So I'm going to leave it there for now. If you like this type of content, feel free to leave me a comment down below. Tell me where you would like to take this particular conversation on its follow-up videos. If you want me to talk about where you find solid team members, what you look for solid team members, what you look out for solid team members, let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe and ring the bell so that you never miss an update. And don't forget, Marshall Business matters, because Marshall Business matters. Thank you.